Greetings and welcome to all my students. In this particular video, we will talk about method study and the different types of charts, diagrams, what we follow in method study in any industry. Let us discuss with examples of apparel industry. Well, here you see a chart about, it is called a man-machine chart. Before I go into that man-machine chart, I'll just tell you this is a multiple activity chart that shows the relationship between the activities of a worker and a machine on a common time scale. This is what you can see. So, the objective of this particular chart is to reduce idle time of a man or machine and improve machine utilization, determine whether one operator can handle multiple machines. So just let us take the example. Man removes that operator removes the rubber band. That is what is in. It's blue and it's called the blue is where some work is going on. Okay. The man is doing the work, but not the machine. The first one. Then 3 seconds is taken for the worker to pick up the weight from the hopper. So 3 seconds. Deck is placed in the hopper. So the particular rubber deck is placed. Then he replays, that takes 5 seconds. 7 seconds for replacing weight in the desk. And then 9 seconds is taken for pushing start button. Takes 9 seconds. It looks very fast, but there is a certain time. Then machine read the cards. Takes 12 seconds. Takes 12 seconds. And then man picks up the deck from the output stacker. Rubber band is replaced on the deck. So all this takes 23 seconds. You'll find here that actually the man is idle for around 20 seconds. Okay, that is man is idle for 20 seconds. Now on the right hand side, idle time is a waste time. You must be knowing in manufacturing area, wherever you come across idle time is a non-productive time. That is the technical word. At which time no production is taking place either by a man or a machine or an equipment. So we have identified here the idle time as around 20 seconds, which is a blank in space. That idle time of the operator, he must be allowed to work on the machine. So the machine working time is only 20 seconds and it is idle for a lot of time. So how do you combine both and then say this? Based on man-machine chart, you can allocate two or more machines to one operator. Now let us take a weaving industry in India. You take a power loom, a hand loom, one operator, loom operator, one loom. Then you take a power loom, is run by electricity. The weaving machine, one machine to one operator, no, you can give one operator two machines. You can give. So that is what we have found out. Assuming it is slightly automatic loom, what we call, you can give four machines. Now with the latest technology, rapier loom, adject, and projectile looms, we can give up to 12 machines per operator. But India successfully they have given up to six. I'm saying industries where it is medium scale industries. I'm not saying corporates, but in corporates we can give around 12 machines. How this was given is they found out during the manufacturing time the operator was idle and how to utilize them, they allocate more machines. That is what it has happened. So man machine chart. So basically whatever I explained is this like. Then you talk about, we discuss flow process chart and multiple activity chart. We compare. What is a flow process chart? The basis is sequence of activities. Multiple activity chart, the basis is time. And in a flow process chart, the focus is what is happening, what happens. A multiple activity chart, whatever has happened, when does it happen? So timing, when it happens. And the idle time in flow process chart is indirect. Multiple activity chart, it is clearly shown. And the main use in a flow process chart is to improve the method. In multiple activity chart, it is utilization improvement. That is utilizing the equipment or machinery, utility. Okay, that's what we talk about the charts. Then we talk about method. Another three products are there. You have it is receiving on the left hand side, three arrows, it is being received, and one product goes to milling machine, the other to the grinder, and after the milling it goes to grinding, and after that it goes for assembly. The second product goes to a lathe. From the lathe it goes for grinding, and from grinding it goes to heat treatment and then to the stores. So this is what it is. And the third product, after receiving, it goes to the saw, hacksaw, goes to the presses, and then next process is painting and coating, then goes to assembly, and finally to the stores. So this is a chart placed like this. Now, why do we do charts first of all? Very important. The operator who is working in many industries, this dates back to after the Second World War, International Labour Organization was formed, ILO. It is for the how to treat labor, what is the quantity of work you have to give the labor, and what way you have to explain to him what work to do. Most of the laborers they have not completed schooling. Then you must tell in a language that they understand, because who is actually producing the operator labor. So that language, what we defined it as charts, flow chart, or outline process chart, and then diagrams in different flow diagram, string diagram, all these ways we have discussed this. So that is how charts becomes important. So this is what you're saying as an example, how three products. If you put this chart based on the arrow, the operator knows next where he has to push that is raw material to. Okay. Then we come to another string diagram. This is actually another chart we can see. Left hand side, before you utilized method study how it was. Right hand side, after utilizing how it was. So here you can see uh, the sheet metal folded, cut zero. What you see O is an operation. What you see upside down triangle is a temporary the stock place, that is storing place, and what you see arrows is for direction. So you start on the left hand side sheet metal, it goes for marking, and from marking it goes to cutting, from cutting it goes to drilling, comes back to fold. I'm speaking a little fast. Come back to fold, and then goes for riveting, and finally comes for inspection in a square area near the checkpoint. Check means inspection, and goes for storing place, stacking. The work is completed, ending, you have to stack it, store it. So stacking is a form of a stack is what we call storing today in racks. We call it stacks. And so this is what it is. One rough estimate of how the operator is moving or the material is moving is, you see the scale 5 feet. So much of movement is needed crisscrossing the shop floor area. How do you improve this? Right hand side, you see a smooth flow of material and equipment. I mean, of material, raw material, smooth flow. From sheet metal, it starts, goes for marking and cutting. The O you see is an operation. Then goes for drilling, another operation. Goes for folding, another operation. And then rivet, another operation. And finally, checking is an inspection, which is showed in a square, and finally end stacking. So this is the advantage of method study. An example, advantage of a method study. This is what you take. Utilizing charts. Then another chart, this is called a string diagram, where to make the operator understand number of times is going from one table to the other. So one workstation to another station, you take a string, put a board, just like a say carom board or something, take a wooden board, put nails on each workstation and draw a string. Every time he goes, put a string. This is for 8 hours they make a study. And you will be surprised to know you'll be traveling 50, 60 times between two stations in 8 hours, and some stations 10 times. So they make him understand unnecessarily you're moving. And finally, they'll come to a chart and say, this is how you have to do. So this is another way of doing it called a travel chart. That is, you are traveling from one station to the other, moving from one station, or the equipment is moving or the man is moving. So how do you solve that problem? It's called a travel chart. Examples we'll discuss it, but basically I'm just telling a basis about this. So this is once you make the study and you determine and develop this design, and this is what you have to make him understand. Okay. One. So conclusion, we can say diagrams indicating movement of tools or men is a very powerful method of making him understand. All over the world, symbols are accepted as for moving equipment or inspection, whatever is happening. So I thank the students for this. Thank you very much. Thank you.